Oh, did you hear that foam? Today's caffeinated craziness is brought to you by a homemade almond milk matcha latte. The almond milk, of course, is homemade, soaking the almonds overnight in a mixture of water, coconut flakes, cinnamon, and, of course, almonds. And shout out to Presto George in the Strip for providing the matcha powder. They aren't sponsoring this episode. They probably don't even know this episode exists, but I am thankful that they exist. So today's belches and burps are thanks to them. Getting stuck in a glory hole and why God wants you to. You know, I often find myself getting stuck in glory holes. Usually, it's unexpected. I'll be going about my day when all of a sudden I'll get sucked into one and something won't let me go until I'm left spent, burping, usually shirtless, and feeling up my chest. And while it used to inconvenience me and also chafe me, in more ways than one, I now know that God, Source, the Creator, etc., wants me to keep eagerly thrusting myself into every single glory hole I find. And they want you to do the same. So my friends, today let us gather round this glory hole. Don't mind the rough edges. We're going to ease ourselves in and see what's on the other side. Spoiler alert, it's not what you think. Amen. Ah woman. Ah them. Oh wait, did I not mention that getting stuck in a glory hole is a euphemism I use when I talk about trauma healing and remembering the oneness of all creation? Oh, well, this is awkward. Now, well, if it's one thing I've learned about glory holes is that you don't have to let it be awkward. Let me back up a bit. Now, it should come as no surprise to you that I'm a bit irreverent when it comes to my relationship with spirituality. A little raunchy, a little less 16 candles, and a little more touch me. One could say I'm raw dogging the divine. You might be wondering, the Irreverent Reverend, why? Why are you calling trauma healing getting stuck in glory holes? Oh, I'm a conservative elder and I just can't abide such filth. Firstly, it's hilarious and irreverent, and if you clicked on this, you can't really be surprised at a little raunch. I don't call myself the Reverent Reverend after all. Secondly, and probably more importantly, from my perspective, trauma is the misbelief that you are no longer innocent. The misbelief that you could have done something or something could have been done to you that could somehow separate you from your creator. But this is simply not true. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that the trauma in your life didn't happen, and I certainly don't mean to suggest victim blaming. The bad stuff definitely happened, and there's a chance it was a lot worse than you might remember. And maybe you're saying, it wasn't that bad. And maybe you're right. But maybe it was. There's no need to spiritually high road yourself just because your parents were only mentally abusive and not physically abusive. Regardless of the severity of the trauma, you're still here. Take a moment and really let that sink in. All right, let's get back into it. Despite the trauma, whether you fell off swings when you were 5, or you got laughed at when you popped a boner at homecoming, or you got ridiculed and humiliated when you got your first period in the middle of swim practice, or you remember cowering in the corner of your bedroom as your mom burst in to whoop you with a wire hanger, you're still here. You, dear listener, are a living, breathing miracle. And in case no one has told you lately, the Irreverent Reverend loves you. I want to make sure you understand this, my friends. There is nothing you can do, nothing that can be done to you, that can make you undeserving of love from the perspective of your Creator. How could the source of love, intelligent love, create something that is in any way unlovable? God cannot create from that which they are not. God created you innocent, and that is what you remain. Behind all the traumas and tragedies, behind all the coping mechanisms and false masks, behind all the misbeliefs and misunderstandings, still remains the glory of God. And I was working on a particularly sticky traumatic experience when I realized this. Story time, kids. In my younger and more formative years, I was drinking and driving and flipped a car that wasn't even mine, the owner in the passenger seat beside me. She was fine, and thank the higher power of your understanding for that, but yours truly, I split my head, broke my back, cracked my ribs, and punctured my lungs. I was in a brace for a long time after that, and spent a week in the hospital learning how to walk again. And while I've processed most of, if not all, the emotional and mental trauma related to that, the body keeps the score, as they say. My diaphragm often still acts like it needs to constrict around me, trying to protect me from an event that's over a decade in the past. And while I am grateful I get to be here with you today, that doesn't change the fact that my body is still holding on to the trauma like a kid holding a bong hit. I used to be into aggressively healing my stuff, but I've since taken a softer, more yin approach. I remember one such time. There I was, sat on my rug in front of my ancestral altar, feeling myself up and feeling the sharp edges of my ribs, sensing a swelling in my belly almost like distension, most likely belching like I was trying to win a Rick Sanchez impersonation competition, when I realized that, despite all the pain and tension in that moment, despite the trauma of the crash, the broken bones, the brace, I hadn't died. I was still here. Still breathing. Still a miracle. And this is the lesson that the crucifixion really teaches us. No matter what happens to our body, whether our sides are pierced by Roman spears or our own ribs, the soul, the vital spark, the holy self within remains. A Course in Miracles teaches us that we are not bodies, that we remain free because we are still as God created us. And despite everything I'd done to try to uncreate myself, my stubborn soul wanted more. My vital spark wanted to shine a light for others to see when all my ego wanted to do was dim and dull myself. The holy self wanted to be reconnected with the self we share with our Creator, however you define them. This realization came without words, without thoughts, but as a knowing, capital K knowing, an understanding and innerstanding, a remembering. In the stillness after the belching, I found God, and I hope in your own way you do too. And so, sat on the rug, feeling myself up, having this new-found knowing inside of me, I came to the outermost edge of that pain and discomfort, and instead of ramming myself in there unlubed, I approached with tenderness, with softness, with compassion, because I knew, I understood and understood two things. The first thing was that this sensation was just trying to keep me safe, doing the best it could with what it had. The second thing? Well, that was from that flash of remembering. Despite how big and hot and hard the tension felt, I knew, my holy self knew, that God was on the other side of that pain. And in fact, God had always been on the other side, just waiting for me. And knowing that they wanted me to remember their glory just as much as I wanted to remember it, the edges of tension began to dissipate, and a relief I'd been waiting to feel for over a decade washed over my midsection, joined by the tears washing down my face. Afterward, I just lay there, slowly extracting myself from the glory hole and returning to the floor of my friendship apartment. An hour or a lifetime may have passed while I slowly returned to this realm of reality. Then I probably got up, ate half a jar of peanut butter, and slept like I'd spent my whole day in an actual glory hole.
Ew.
Today I still find myself getting stuck in glory holes, although now I'm able to enter and extract myself in a much gentler way. And so, if you'd like to explore one of your own glory holes with me, we can do that right now. Don't worry, I brought lube. If you're driving, I'd advise you to pull over or wait until after you drop the kids off at their playdate. If you're walking, find a place to sit. If you're out in public, find a place where you won't be ogled or judged if you do end up feeling yourself up. Start taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And if it feels safe, you can go ahead and let your eyes gently close. And continue breathing deeply. Each inhale filling up the low belly. And each exhale deflating the low belly. Allow yourself to come fully into this present moment. And while you're still breathing deeply into and out of the low belly, just begin scanning your body from crown to the bottom of your toes. And just notice any tensions or sensations that you might be experiencing. If you can't feel anything in your scan, you can call up and experience something that's weighing on you, or draining you of your energy. Feel free to choose any experience that you like, but if we're rating these on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being awful and 1 being a minor inconvenience, try to hover around the 4 to 7 range. Once you've got that experience or that sensation in your body, just be aware of it there. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try to force it to change. Just be present with it. And now what I'd like you to do is imagine bringing your breath up to the outermost edges of that sensation. If you could give that sensation a shape, what would it be? No need to second guess yourself. Whatever's coming up for you is exactly correct. And now, being aware of the shape of this sensation, what I'd like you to do is bring your breath awareness to the outermost edges of that shape. Again, we're not doing this forcefully or aggressively. Imagine your breath awareness hovering against the outermost edge of that experience or sensation, almost like you would rest your cheek against a cool glass window, or lightly dip your toe into the surface of a pond. And see if you can let that breath awareness encompass the entire sensation. If you can't, that's all right. Just let it be where it feels most drawn to. And just be there with that. Notice if the shape changes, or if the feelings you're feeling change. Again, there's no wrong response to this. We're just being present. Before we end today's sermon and release this liminal space, if it feels authentic and true for you, offer that sensation some gratitude. Whatever it is, it's a remnant of something that was trying to keep you safe, doing the best it could with what it had. And releasing that liminal space, maybe you roll your head from left to right. Chin over left shoulder, rolling back, chin over right shoulder, rocking back and forth in your hips, wiggling your fingers and toes. And when it feels safe for you, you can open your eyes. And one more thing about glory holes, my friends. If you ever find yourself tumbling through one like a horny Alice down a psychedelic rabbit hole, surrounded by people so familiar, so unconditionally accepting that you can shamelessly grope yourself while releasing more gas than the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, then congratulations. You found your people. Cherish them. Hold them close, but maybe not too close. Offer to split an edible and then go watch Cats together like it's a sacred rite passed down through generations of beautifully deranged mystics. Go forth, my feline friends. May your traumas be transmutable. May no one harsh your mellow. And may all your glory holes be well lit and well lubed. Amen. All women. Ah them. Angelicals can, angelicals do. Meow, 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 meow. It's stupid how good this is. Oh my goodness. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.